Every woman deserves to be beautiful and powerful. And the truth is, when we're 20, 30, 40 pounds overweight, or maybe we're just skinny fat, or we're just kind of soft, we don't feel good about it. Guess what? Society can't make you feel bad and say you're supposed to just accept it and the patriarchy. No, I want to look like a Barbie doll, a princess, a badass.
You have undergone so many transformations. I mean, it really struck me the first time I met you, Joy, when you came on my show and you talked about your transformation and your journey spiritually, mentally, in so many ways, from stripping to
Yeah,
Christian and
that's
artist
right.
and thought leader, right? And even as of late, your body transformation journey, which you know, with me, with my sex goddess body transformation journey, I told you all about.
Love it.
Yes, I very much relate. So, talk to me about both of these in tandem, what it means, in being, in not a cheesy way, but like a fully realized, empowered woman, and also, Joy, breaking out of boxes, however they may be, especially in the body sense, right? When we're in this
Yeah.
wacky, like, body positivity where it's all kooky of like what it should and shouldn't be. Like,
Absolutely. I think so. Yeah, I was a bikini bodybuilder. So my journey started. In athletics and sport, not sports so much, but I was in track. I was that lone girl in sports. I wasn't really a team player. I didn't get it. I always felt like the outsider. I'm an artist, but I was very athletic, right? So I didn't play basketball, but I started getting into lifting and running, and then cross that over to modeling. I had to be very, very skinny, skinny. So I always had like a butt and legs, but I didn't really have like the baboon, until I started focusing on, instead of skinny and this whole thing, into strong and getting into fit. So, and I thought, well, I don't know if I could be like those curvy women, even though naturally, genetically, I'm built for curves. I didn't know how to unleash those genetics. So I teach women and men how to unleash their genetics. It's only 30%. So the correct diet, the correct exercise, it doesn't have to be hours and hours in the gym. It doesn't have to be weird fad diets. Like, I actually launched my own Joy Villa Fitness, which it's exploded. We have got, so many people. We've helped over 100 people at the time of this recording
wow,
lose
that's
fat,
great.
yeah,
Yes.
and I love it because I'm now hiring on other coaches for the VIP experience. I have my own app. It's my style. It's like pink and fun, and for girls and guys, we have a community. So my journey, and I share it with everybody, and I'll put in like spiritual help to, like, some scriptures, and nobody has to be the exact same way I am, but we have a lot of people who want that. I also do a lot of habits coaching. So my journey was like, okay, I gained weight in the right places, muscle, right? Being strong, being confident, and like having biceps and having curves and being able to build my superhero body. Because for me, I grew up loving Storm from X-Men. I don't know if you could see
Okay.
that too, but this is a portrait of Storm I
Nice.
got in South Africa, and she has
A
boobs
badass.
and waist and ass and legs and like, just this like power and muscle.
Yeah, yeah.
So I transformed my body. I competed in bikini bodybuilding, won two trophies, got my certification in holistic nutrition, got my certification as a personal trainer, trained people on the side and family members. And then now I fully launched it this year, where it's a business where other people can come in and I can freaking coach one-on-one.
Amazing.
I love it. Transformations are happening all the time. And
It's so good. And I love to see it, especially in this time. Like, am I low key fat shaming? Maybe. But in this time of like, you are it just as you are. And it's like we're seeing obesity through the goddamn roof. And a big part of my journey, which is so cool that I showed you Sex Goddess Body and you just intuitively got it. You're like, right. Like, you just wanted it. Like I told you, it started as like Barbie butt and then it turned into a whole body, mind journey of like that optimal feminine power, like fuck yes. And it's like nowadays it's all contorted and wacky to where it's almost like it's bad. Like,
No,
which
yeah,
gets us in, it's like to RFK being demonized, but like it's all
right.
fucked up. Yeah.
And I love that we're finally make America healthy again. Like we have all these seed oils, we have all this poisons, all this toxic food, and diet culture is toxic. But
No, it
so is
is.
body positivity toxic. I'm like, I was
Exactly.
waiting for when are we going to go in the middle where you
Yes.
can be fit and not look super fit? Because internally, if you're fit and healthy, my clients come to me, they're like, I want to be healthy. But guess what? Some of the women are like, I actually, maybe it's bad, but I actually want to look hot too. I want to build a booty.
Fuck
I'm like,
yeah. That's what my whole thing's about. It's like, what's wrong? And they ain't no shame in my game. And that's
$2,000 on a Louis Vuitton bag, $150,000 on a freaking race car, but your body's going to be out of shape. It doesn't make sense.
yeah. And
Externally, aesthetics are okay. It's part of it. And as women, we should be powerful. I always say, what kind of body do you want? What's your dream body? What's the build that you actually
exactly. And doing it in a
you build your dream body. That's what I do. I love
dream body and doing it in a healthy way. I told you before we have time, I never starved myself. But it was the most disciplined commitment. And that's the thing is like, we've made this. And I love how you pointed out the two polarized extremes of like Kate Moss, the cocaine runway culture, or now it's like everything under the sun is perfect. Don't change a thing. And it's like, it should come from a positive, healthy place because isn't it like, don't you feel the most, it sounds cliche, but the most like tapped in and powerful. You're like, I can literally take on. It's so mental. Yeah.
And people, gym culture can be toxic too. I get that. So, I'm like, you can work out at home. You can, and in fact, if your listeners want a free, I have a glute guide that's awesome. I have a glute guide that can help own the booty because I'm like the glutes queen. I love your booty. That's why I was like, the first thing I was like, her booty. Yes. Because I think that is the most inspiring thing for a woman to have a really great butt.
And it's hard.
And it's firm and and it can be hard because there's so much conflicting. For me, I'm like, okay, there's about 6 key exercises. You want to maximize protein. All of it is in the glute guide. And I built that myself with pictures of me, how to build your booty. So it's free for your listeners. All they got to do is find me on Instagram at Joy Villa. Or email me, joy@joyvilla.com, and it's theirs.
That's awesome, Joy. Thank you so much. That's so generous, and I'm sure like they'll love it. It's a journey. I mean, I do not have the natural genetics for said Barbie butt, and there were days like, where you talk about gym culture where I was like, oh, fuck, like a couple weeks in, I'd be like, why aren't I seeing changes? Like I'm here 2 hours a day. I'm eating like, I changed my whole diet. I'm this, like a little Nazi. And it's just like, it's so rewarding though in the end. So I love to.
It is. And anything, this is how I say it is, it's hard because I'm all about maximizing everything financial. I just did my goals for my husband. I just got married 2 months ago. And like, it's like, before I married him, I had my goals. Like, what's the guy want? What's the lifestyle? Like I'm huge. We were talking about that before the show, organizing, putting together lists. Your body is the same thing. And if you write it down and say, well, I actually want abs, I actually want this, it's never too late. My oldest client is 88. She is 88 and she's freaking still getting it on too. She tells me some stories.
Hello.
Hot date tonight. I'm like, girl, you got the booty now. We're building strength. Every woman deserves to be beautiful and powerful. And the truth is when we're 20, 30, 40 pounds overweight, or maybe we're just skinny fat, or we're just kind of soft.
That's how I was. I was a little doughy. I was a little doughy.
And if we don't feel good about it, guess what? Society can't make you feel bad and say you're supposed to just accept it and the patriarchy. No, I want to look like a Barbie doll, a princess, a badass, an X-Men character, a superhero. I want to be like, why not? When it can take 6 months to 9 months. And by the way, life is hard. It's hard to be fat. It's hard to get fit. It's hard to be broke. It's hard.
Yes.
It's hard to be unknown. It's hard to build your social media empire. It's hard to, pick your heart.